Now, this show is about white identity politics, but I will admit that we are not so monolithically focused on race 24/7 the same way a non-white normie is. This is all they think about. They really do hate you this much. This is all their politics is focused on. It's no deeper than this. And it has real policy consequences. Why does the federal government face resistance to enforcing national law? Because non-whites think they have a race-based exemption to laws they don't like. And there's enough of them there that local authorities are going to go along with that. Unfortunately, there's enough traitors in this country to go along with that kind of a program. So what are we doing here? Because we're on the brink of losing the whole thing. It's not really about the Insurrection Act. It's not really about President Trump's authority. We're past that in some ways. I mean, think of what the Insurrection Act really is. This is what President Trump is threatening to invoke to send more troops in. It was last used during the LA riots in 1992. This is something I doubt local politicians would even try to stop now. They would not send in the Marines if you had something on the scale of the LA riots. They'd apologize. They'd try to support it. They might say that the violence is justified. They would just let it burn. I mean, after all, we basically saw that in 2020 in a number of cities, not least Minneapolis. Consider what the Insurrection Act actually says, too. It's very black and white. This is from the law. Whatever the president considers that unlawful obstructions, combinations, or assemblages or rebellion against the authority of the United States make it impracticable to enforce the laws of the United States in any state, by the ordinary course of judicial proceedings, he may call into federal service such of the militia of any state and use such of the armed forces as he considers necessary to enforce those laws or to suppress the rebellion. And another section says the president, by using the militia or the armed forces or both, shall take such measures as he considers necessary to suppress in a state any insurrection, domestic violence, unlawful combination, or conspiracy if it hinders the execution of the laws of that state and of the United States within the state, or if it opposes or obstructs the execution of the laws of the United States or impedes the course of justice under those laws. That is extremely clear. It is not up for debate. It is extremely obvious that obstructing the enforcement of immigration law within a state is an insurrection under this law. There's nothing to debate here. Any judge who says, well, it actually, no, they know they're lying. They just don't want it to happen. It really is that simple, as most problems actually are. None of this would even be controversial long ago. But it's not about the law. It's not about what words mean. It's about race. Because if you are sending troops into these areas, federal agents into these areas, enforcing immigration law, you're telling non-whites that they can't just do whatever they want to do. And whatever the law says, that vague spirit, somewhat captured in things like the Civil Rights Act, that minorities can just do whatever they want because they're not white and the law doesn't apply to them, that's the real Constitution of the United States now. The law itself isn't even a thing. That vague idea, that's the thing that has moral force. It's not the law, it's not the country, sure as hell it's not the Constitution. So what